Ready for a different kind of happy hour? What if you could enjoy your night without waking up to a pounding hangover? More and more adults are discovering Rebel Rabbit THC drinks, a refreshing alternative for those looking to skip the next morning regret that often comes with alcohol. So leave the headaches behind and give your liver a break by choosing an alcohol-free option instead. And now there's even more reason to stop by. Visit Inlet Dispensary on the Murrells Inlet Marsh Walk directly across from the Claw House. And when you purchase any Rebel Rabbit drink, you'll receive a free Microphone Monkeys collector pin while supplies last. And don't miss the brand new Rocket Pop flavor. It's the nostalgic taste of summer with a Rebel Rabbit twist. Whether you're hanging out with friends, relaxing after work, or enjoying the Grand Strand, make the switch and see what everybody's talking about.
Rebel Rabbit THC drinks. Less of what you don't want, more of what you do.
And welcome back to Tripp and Graham Have Issues. We've already had issues today with recording. I am here in lovely North Georgia where nobody understands the idea of I'm recording right now, please do not disturb. And then we have Graham holding down the fort there in the low country for me. And everybody's investigating Graham right now. He's got people looking at him
at my past.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's it. They're looking at all your shenanigans and so on. So I'm sure things are going to go real well for you. So that's yay.
My mean and racist posts that I put up all the time.
There you go.
That's what they're looking up.
Yeah. Well, today's day it may be work in your favor. I don't know.
Yeah, God was telling us not to do this anymore.
That's right.
He's telling us to hang up.
It's already funnier than the Monkeys podcast today. Monkeys podcast was kind of gross. When you hear it on Thursday, you're going to go like, "What are they talking about?"
Well, from the last one, I was at the studio on the last one, waiting for our time to come on. And it seemed like those guys were talking about a lot of gross things.
Oh, yeah.
They're disgusting people. The Microphone Monkeys are disgusting. I'm only kidding. They were talking about cool stuff that I learned a lot about while I was sitting and listening.
Oh, this time it wasn't even funny disgusting. It was just disgusting, I think. But maybe it's because we had to use the Descript platform today, and I'm actually hearing what everybody's saying instead of laughing about it.
I can't wait to hear this one.
Yeah, it was strange. It was kind of like a Zoom meeting, but the recording's supposed to be a little bit better, and it seemed like it was, but it's going to be interesting when I download it and so on, piece it together. But but all these platforms cost money, and then they want it month after month after month, and I just am like, this is a little too much.
You mean they keep hounding you for payment?
Oh gosh, yeah. Even when you don't use the services, that's always fun. And then they make it impossible for you to cancel the subscription or whatever. During it, you have to go through an act of Congress in order to get that taken care of.
Right. Yeah.
I've got several of those. I'm still working on. Yeah.
Well, I'd like to talk about diarrhea lettuce.
Okay, Taco Bell.
I'd like to Taco Bell about a taco. I'd like to taco about it.
That devil's lettuce.
The thing I just said it didn't make any sense. The joke I made just didn't make any sense. So everyone is shitting their pants off. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people are shitting their pants off, and I have an issue with this because I don't like the fact that people are still serving this lettuce, and everyone's shitting their pants off.
Well, I mean, I guess they've stopped it in some places, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, some they do.
And I don't know if it's just the lettuce. It said something about 2 or 3 items.
There's blackberries and what is it? I forget the other one. There's quite a few, but there's a whole list of them.
Oh,
but it's mostly like natural greens and lettuce and berries.
Yeah,
berries for some reason.
Well, it sounds like.
But anyway,
it's because of what they're rinsing it off with sewage, right?
Yeah, they're rinsing it off with poop sewage.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not so much of a deal that I don't have an issue with. That just happens. My big issue that I have this week is flock cams. These flock cameras.
Yep.
People are tearing down flock cameras, and I think it's a wonderful thing. And I'm not a libertarian. I'm a conservative. I think that anyone who listens to this podcast, shut up. I think it's a good thing. But this is one thing where libertarians and conservatives, I think at least, agree, and it seems like everybody agrees.
Yeah.
It is an overstepping of what government should be allowed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not that they're just, and I talked to a buddy of mine who's a cop, and he says, yeah, we're catching a lot of people with that. That's fine, but there's been tons of instances where these flock cameras are being abused by the people who run them, not flock themselves, even though they're terrible too. We can get to that. But we're talking about law enforcement around the country who's misusing it. There's been lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit of people who work for their local cop shop, who are abusing the rights to these cameras. And what that means, I don't know, but I do know one of the higher ups, one of the corporate people, like one of the people that started it, has been found. He was watching little girls in a gymnastics kind of, I don't know if it was a competition or a practice or whatever. But they have these flock cameras inside. See, this is the thing. Flock doesn't just provide license plate readers.
Mm-hmm.
They provide cameras everywhere. You can buy a flock camera, like Flock Security. I can have one in my house.
Yeah.
And the problem is when they're able to access those things for things that aren't law enforcement, that's a big problem. And when you're watching little kids doing gymnastics, and there's a guy in court for it right now. We've got to tear down all the flock cameras. So people around the country are tearing down these cameras, and I think it's a beautiful thing. I guess I could be considered a libertarian on that front.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, a bunch of the libertarians are putting out, statements and so on. Words are leaving my brain here as we speak, but they're
same here.
In opposition to the flock cameras that are going out. And they are also saying that some people are putting up what do you want to call it? Obstacles in front of the flock cameras so that they can't see out. Or there's also a meme that's going out that says, do not buy the $12 green lasers and shine them into flock cameras because they can damage the the mechanism.
They're not saying it, but they're saying it.
Yeah, they're saying not to do that. Yeah,
and you know what
which is genius.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're not saying it, but they're saying. But here's my thing, and I deal with this a lot with street photography. This is the issue.
Yeah.
If more people do this, just like street photography, like these auditors. Have you seen the auditors on YouTube who just go into a post office and start recording people?
Right.
I'm worried. I'm genuinely worried that someday, especially with the way that liberals are. Mm-hmm. They may pass a bill that ends that stuff. You can't shine a laser into a helicopter or an airplane, of course. We all know that. Mm-hmm. But can you shine a laser into a flock camera? Will they ban that? Now, the good thing is there's a lot of police departments around the country who are saying, no, we're done with flock cameras. That's we the people. If you want to talk about, this is the biggest instance of we the people that I have seen in my lifetime, at least. Where we're saying, nope, you're not going to spy on us. We're done. It's not going to happen. We're going to tear all these things down. It's not going to happen. But will Congress pass a bill that says, nope, you can't do that to flock cameras. You'll be arrested. That's what I'm worried about.
Well, it's, it would probably start on the local levels where they'd put these things through, and then it would have to be challenged in the upper courts. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's I don't know if this is hyperbole, if it's real, or if somebody just created the story. But I had heard or saw that where somebody was saying they had reports of a very conservative police chief in some small southern town that was real big for flock cameras. And then he was challenged as to his time card for being, in at work and not at work, and they used camera footage of him going to the golf course, going to restaurants and things like that when he was supposed to be at work. And that pissed him off so much because he lost his, appeal on his pay record, that all of a sudden he became very libertarian and wanted to get rid of all the flock cameras.
That'll do that to you.
Exactly. As soon
when you
as
get in trouble, that'll do that.
Yeah. As soon as it gets into your civil rights, because that's not what they're for. He didn't do anything illegal, immoral possibly, but not illegal. And this is something that they should have come up with. Him not clocking in or somebody telling them that he wasn't there, not that they had camera footage from him diddling around.
And that kind of plays into what my point was, is look, law enforcement has been able to do what they do for a long time, and they've done it effectively. Block cameras are relatively new. We don't have to have those for law enforcement. Like I said, I talked to a buddy of mine who's a cop, and he says, we're finding a lot of people with stolen cars and doing all this. And it's like, wait a second. So you're saying that you couldn't find stolen cars before this mass surveillance?
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. And it was only one guy who said that. Most of the people that I've seen are against them. And it's not because people want to break the law. It has nothing to do with, trying to get away with anything.
No.
It has to do with the common individual, with us not, first of all, even if I did steal a car, let's say I did. And I'm trying to figure out a way to put this. Even if I did steal a car, that doesn't mean that I can be surveilled for my entire life.
No.
It just means that I stole a car and I shouldn't have done that, and the police are going to find it. Somebody whose car I stole is going to call into the police. They can run the tag numbers and find out where I am. This is common knowledge. There was no problem where police couldn't find people before.
No.
Where they needed these cameras.
No.
So it's just, the whole thing is, we're talking about surveillance.
Exactly.
And that's in the Fourth Amendment. You cannot surveil, you cannot search and seizure for no reason, and this is search and seizure.
Yeah.
And especially when you have law enforcement people looking at these cameras and doing it for nefarious reasons. Like I say, with the guy at Flock looking at little kids doing gymnastics. That's my issue with it.
Well, it is. And the other thing that I have an issue with is what I call the dumb city programs, the smart city programs that these municipalities have bought into, which have failed miserably at all these other places that they were tested on, previously. And yet they have all these real nice, fancy brochures, and where they were saying, oh, look how successful it was, because the people we have in government are too stupid to do actual research. They're like, oh, well, the glossy thing here says it's great, so I'm going to vote for it, instead of doing some research and finding out how miserable and failure these things are and costly.
Yeah.
And, of course, Horry County and Myrtle Beach, the geniuses we have on the boards there passed it, and that's why we've got the cameras that are going to be starting coming into our areas. Already have, really. And they don't really understand the handing over the keys to the kingdom. they think, oh, well, that's going to give us a little bit more power and a little bit more. No, it's not. It's going to start giving more power to the people who are looking over your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it just happened with the flock. There was a guy, a couple of cops in South Carolina, who are just being investigated for using them improperly.
Yeah.
So that's anybody who thinks that. This is what I want to say about flock cameras. And like you just said, there's not a lot of people who know about it. Like you said, just looking at the gloss version, the flyer version of how things are great for you, we're going to find all this stuff exactly like you just said. Now, you need to look into this stuff because they're surveilling you. They're going to find out who you are, and they're going to make mistakes. That's the other thing. There was a guy who they mistook him for a stolen car. And he went to jail. He had to sit in a holding cell for a while until they figured it out.
Oh yeah.
Now that's not that's not a founding principle.
No.
I understand that the flock cameras weren't around when the founding fathers wrote the Constitution, but the Constitution means something, especially if you're an originalist. You have to be able to find that. So
exactly.
You're right. We can't keep this up, and that's one of my biggest issues is these flock cameras. And I think a lot of people will see me as a conservative and say, "Oh yeah, you want to be for law and order, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be for law and order, but not treading on the. It's like don't step on me. I'm Snake.
Yeah. No steppy.
I'm one of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm a guy who says, yes, I want law and order, but you cannot step on our constitutional rights. You cannot step on our privacy. We, the people, will not have it.
No, it's exactly it, and it's creep. You know, if they've got those, then they'll have facial recognition that goes in, and then we're just going to be like CCP, like China. Yeah. So it's just. But it's hard.
That's the thing. If you want that, go live in China. Exactly right. And I'm just looking at Ground News, and I looked at President Z delivers keynote speech. So it's funny you said China, and that doesn't mean anything, but I just looked at President Z here on my Ground News. By the way, Ground News, mention us, and you'll get $150 off on your subscription to Brown News.
There you go.
To Ground News. I said brown news.
Ground, yeah, like ground pound, yeah. But Ground News is excellent. It's great because you can see if it's left or right, or which mainstream media is ignoring the other one, and so on. It's really good.
And they've got a new part of it where it says they'll show if it's highly factual. Anything you click on, it'll say if it's highly factual or not. So they're doing a good job at Ground News.
Yeah, that's
and
really
there is
useful.
A subscription, but but they're good with this. Anyway, I'm off on my tangent about that. I think flock cams should be deleted. By the way, you see a local flock cam in your area, I'm not telling anybody to break the law.
No.
But you should go tear it down. You should go tear down the flock
That's
cam.
it. I mean, it's not like they're just on major highways in the middle of nowhere. This is they're putting up in municipalities and so on. So this is crazy. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. The other thing too is that's driving me nuts as of late is when I've been driving around Garden City or the Surfside area, the people who are driving their golf carts on Kings Highway.
Oh my God, I have the same problem here.
Oh, you do? Okay.
There's the same problem on 38th Avenue where I live. They're going to the beach, and the problem is they won't pull over when they see a line of cars behind them.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. It should not be illegal, but they also won't pull over. And when I mean they won't pull over, I mean every single one of them.
Yeah.
I've never had an instance where somebody pulls over.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
To let people, that have to have jobs and have appointments and everything else get by. No, because they have to putter around on their frickin' electric vehicle at 12 miles an hour on a regular street or road. But
and when you say
on a
12 miles
highway-
an hour, that literally is 12 miles an hour. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And they just don't care. Yep.
Yeah, because usually that's about what they max out at. But to get on a highway, Highway 17, and putter around, that is insane. And they're not supposed to be on it. But it doesn't seem like the police are really doing anything to pull them off either during, because God forbid we do anything to offend, a visitor to Myrtle Beach. Now you can kill us locals, that's fine, but
it's fun if they run over a CCU student or not the people on golf carts, golf carts, but if you run over a CCU student or you run over a person walking along the street,
regular resident,
we'll investigate it. Yeah, that's fine. But let these golf carts all over the place. And it's more of an inconvenience. I get that. I'm comparing the two that may not can be comparable, but the fact is, it is dangerous.
It is.
You've got let's say that I'm driving, like you said, there's a golf cart. So let's say I'm driving to the beach. Mm-hmm. I'm going, 35 miles an hour on 38th Avenue. That's the speed limit on that road.
Yeah.
Let's say that I don't see the person.
Yeah.
Is that dangerous for them?
Absolutely.
Maybe it's nighttime and I just.
Even if they have lights, they're not supposed to be.
Into them.
Yeah. Even if they have lights, they're not supposed to be driving at night, and yet I see them driving in the evening all the time. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. So what's that about? They have to have lights? Is that?
No, even if they have the lights, running lights, turning signals, everything else, they're not supposed to be running those things at night. Yeah. As far as I knew, the laws of Myrtle Beach anyway. I don't know how it is in Surfside and in Garden City. But the other thing, too, though, is that in the wintertime, when we don't have traffic, they will pull residents over with golf carts all the time because they want to make sure that they're registered and everything else and find the hell out of you.
Yeah, that's what matters if your golf cart is registered.
Yeah, because they don't care about the commercial ones that go to the visitors and stuff. They just want to make sure that the privately owned ones and that are going when and people are riding around on them. Excuse me, when there are no tourists or anything like that around here. That's when we have to crack down on them. And of course that's we have to have our roads and road construction done in the highest tourist season time possible, and during the daytime, not in the evenings. It seems like this is bizarre world. Everything is upside down here in the Grand Strand. Well, just in South Carolina and the Grand Strand.
Yeah. Like what we talked about on the last podcast with the construction. It makes no sense. It's hotter for the people that are working on it.
Yep.
It makes everybody, 115 minutes late to their appointments or to work or wherever you're trying to go.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Or keeping the tourists cooking in their cars while they're trying to get to their check-in time, which they're going to be late for. Yeah. Crazy. But there's some things though that are going on the Strand. They've got you and I are frequenters of Voodoo Brewing Company there in the Broadway at the beach, and on Thursday evenings for this month they've got music bingo, and I went there before I left for Georgia. I went there for the initial music bingo that they have there. Wave 104 hosts it, and it was a lot of fun. It really was. It was interesting. I learned quite a bit about some of the music that they had playing, and so I highly encourage people to go out there on every Thursday from 6 to 8 during this month. I know it's a real busy time here for a lot of us locals, but if you have a chance to, go there, get a what do they call that? A rack of taste of beers that they have, and do a rack and
a rack. We already went to war against Iraq.
There you go.
Why are they doing that? That doesn't make any sense. We already ended that.
Oh yeah. Well,
They should have. Speaking of that, they should have one called the Saddam rack.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that place is cool. We went to lunch there one time after one of our podcasts. Good people, good food. It's a real cool place.
Yeah, and fingers crossed, they may be getting our other sponsor in there, Rebel Rabbit, is some of their drinks. So Michael made a pitch for them and they're going to consider it. So that would be great.
Very cool.
Infused beverages there. So if people don't want to have a hangover or damage their liver, they go to Rebel Rabbit. Have you tried that yet?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But, that guy was cool. Sitting in on the podcast. He's a cool guy.
Oh, he's a lot of fun. Yeah. Great sponsor.
But I didn't get to try it.
No, you will. You will. Especially when I find out you have to be drug tested. Yeah.
Well, that's going to happen.
There you go.
I have to be drug tested for my own photography company. I'm going to drug test myself, and if I don't pass, then I'm going to fire myself. So that works out good. That works out good for me.
I like it. Finally. Yes.
If only Encore Video had drug tested and did alcohol tests on people, none of us would have worked there.
and do it on Friday.
Yeah. During the Friday hideaway. Do it right after that.
11:30 every Friday. Knock, knock, knock. Hey, are you ready to go downstairs?
And it's my dad doing it, who runs the company.
That's it.
We have to, sir. We have to drug test you as well. We have to do are you drinking? We have to test you. So Encore wouldn't have existed if
No.
Oh man.
Yeah. I don't
Those
know.
were fun times back then.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know how many early Saturday mornings I woke up on the floor going, "What the hell happened?"
Man, that place was fun at night, and my dad didn't know a lot about that, but I'd have friends over, and we'd just be drinking away and having fun. And all of a sudden, something shows up where no one can find it. Wait, where's the computer for the editing? Or, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something that was so long ago. That was 115 years ago to me.
You and Tim also used it as a no-tell motel.
Yeah, we did. Speaking of that, we had a Japanese intern called Jello.
Jello,
Were you there
yes.
Jello? You
Yes.
remember Jello? Yeah.
I remember Jello. Yep.
And she used to sleep in that upstairs bedroom.
Yes.
Because she didn't have a place.
Right.
She was highly attracted to me. And
yes.
I remember, can I say this on a podcast? Can
Yes,
I
you
be
can.
raunchy on a podcast?
Yes,
for a
you can.
So I hung out with her, being drunk. I would stay there late at night, and I wanted her to give me a BJ, and she said, no, I don't like, I want to have sex. And I was like, wait a second, I don't want to have sex. I just want you to, S my D, I guess. Whatever. It's a podcast.
Yeah.
Suck my dick is what I meant.
There you go.
And she said, I don't like, I just want to have sex. And I remember one night, I would still remember this to this day. It pissed me off so bad that I made her leave. I told her to get the fuck out of the studio. I was so drunk and so upset. I was like, wait a second. Are you serious? It's time I did. Well, then you need to get the fuck out of here. And it's like, wait a second. Who says no to a having sex? They just want a BJ. That's how drunk I was back
Oh my
in
God.
the studio. But those were fun times. I mean, there's instances like that over and over and over. That were just it was such a fun place. And of course, here comes Wrecking Ball Brenda.
Yeah.
It's got to tear the whole place down.
Because tomorrow we're going to have a library of course that library doesn't exist, and and I guess the CCU theater doesn't exist, and everything else that they've, quote, planned for that area, which I always said, my thing was that anything they put out there is going to be fiction. And nobody would believe me until it actually happens. And then they were like, you actually said that? I don't remember you saying that. It's like,
Yeah, she has amnesia. The whole city of Myrtle Beach Council, except for Bill. I think Bill's a good guy, but the rest of them, they just have amnesia. They can't remember anything that was said. And they were brought in under Brenda, as far as I know. Yeah. Are there any, when are the city council elections?
I believe they're going to have half of the councils up for election on this November.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe.
So the current city council was brought in under Brenda.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, all these people are just Brendanites.
Well, pseudo, because it's still, the cabal had a lot to bring in, some of them, and I don't know, if they're more loyal to the cabal or if they're loyal to Brenda. So it's hard to see.
You just said the same thing twice.
That's true. But it's interesting to. It's kind of funny too to see some of these people who were Brenda loyalists that all of a sudden have been like, oh no, she was terrible. We always knew she was terrible, and things have changed now. And I'm like, really?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm seeing that too. You don't see anything about Brenda or these people who are Brenda supporters. Yeah. You don't see them on Facebook. Myrtle Beach history, Myrtle Beach SC, keep Myrtle Beach safe and clean. You don't see these. I'm talking about Facebook groups. Right. You don't see any of them on there anymore. They don't talk.
No.
So, and I'm not sure if who's the new mayor? I forget his name.
Korea.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't see him talking. So there was a lot of people who were very and I'm not even talking about during elections.
Which is strange because he was the Myrtle Beach communications director for over a decade. Yeah. Now that he's mayor, we don't see him talking. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. We haven't heard much from him. I did see that he went to some community event, but that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's... I just don't get it. And coming back to that, I'd like to. Here's my last thing. I'd like to talk about James Fishback.
Not Florida. James Fishback.
Yeah, yeah. Is his name James or is it? I got to look up his first name again. But this guy is good. I think that and he's not going to win. There's no way he's going to win. I think it is James.
I got to be honest with you. I don't think I've heard of him. So this is going to be interesting. No.
Oh, man, this guy is coming out against flock cameras. He said, James Fishback. He's coming out against flock. He's coming out against, and he says, if a bunch of black teens assemble on our beaches, we are going to squash it quick. He says, we're going to bring AK-47s.
Wow.
He said this. He says, there's going to be people there with AK-47s, and we're going to finish this. And listen, I know that's it may sound like hyperbole, but I that's what has to happen.
Yeah.
And he's, like I said, he's not going to win because he is so proactive and loud and being serious about what he means.
Yeah.
But this guy, James Fishback in Florida, for anybody listening, look him up. He is again, I wish he could be our governor.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's excellent. I just read he's only 31 years old.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Graduated from Georgetown University, Republican Party. 2026 United States gubernatorial. Yeah, he's running for governor in Florida. This guy is excellent. Look him up when we get off here. Look up some of his videos.
Yeah, I definitely will. Yeah, and of course we can't escape. Excuse me, today's podcast without recognizing that Lindsey Graham surprisingly passed away. I mean, that was a shock.
Yeah.
And then, not surprisingly, we are replacing him, temporarily with his relative.
What do you think of that? Do you think that was Trump who called her, or was that McMaster? And what do you think of her as being an interim senator?
To me, it's a nothing burger because no matter who they've had in there, it's just going to be a regurgitation of whatever he was going to be doing or standing for, as far as his votes and so on in Congress. So, and it's just a placeholder until they have the elections. So I didn't think it was going to be that, anything monumental. And I thought it was probably a brilliant way that they made sure that they didn't piss off anybody by putting in somebody who is non-political. And so then they can keep their money flowing into their coffers from all these people and keep the interest up from all these politicians. Yeah. So.
See, I don't think that way, and that's why I like that we're friends, because you say stuff like bringing the money into the coffers. I don't think about that. So that's interesting to hear. That's a good point that a lot of people should think about, including me, like I just said. But that's interesting.
Because
maybe that's one of the reasons why.
Yeah, if they grabbed a political person, then all of a sudden they would have started choosing up sides. People would have been withholding money. They would have been holding up, bills and legislation and stuff out of anger. And there have been a bunch of political football going on with hurt feelings. Now that they have somebody who is nondescript, just some relative and a nobody, and that's going in as a placeholder, then they don't have anything to really complain about. Yeah. Everybody's equally miserable.
But then going back to the, I forgot if it was original or a secondary question, but who do you think brought her in? Was that Trump or McMaster? Or did McMaster have an influence from Trump?
More than likely, it was probably underlings from their both administrations that came up with that plan. I don't think, Trump just wanted to make sure that he had that seat voted for his policies. So that was the only phone call he went and made and said, make sure you put in somebody that, that votes this way, and then hung up. That's all he cared about. Then McMaster's people were like, well, if we want to have any kind of pull or anything else, we can't piss people off. So let's find somebody that will, be the least controversial person we can get and is not going to draw up sides or anything else. And so that's what they did. Yeah.
What do you think about bringing her on to save the Save America Act? Do you think that played anything into it, where we had to have a guaranteed vote for the Save America Act?
That and a lot of the other things that Trump and Lindsey Graham and other war hawks wanted to have going on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's just, I think there are some things, though, that Lindsey Graham probably was working behind Trump's back on that have gone by the wayside. And there are probably some things that he was working for Trump on. One of them, he got lucky, was, burying the Save America Act into this other bill, which also got passed for the third time through the Senate, and is going to be going to the House. So, and that was, I think that, before Lindsey died, that was one of the last acts he did, was to bury the bill into another, I don't even call it amalgamation bill that's going through. Yeah. But, I just, but I was just shocked. I mean, I was absolutely shocked that he had passed away, and I guess he was coming back from a trip or something like that. I wasn't quite sure on that. Yeah. And
he came back from, I think it was Ukraine, and a lot of people on Threads and X, like I said, those are my faces, that they were saying that, well, who called 911? Well, it's already been shown that he called a senator's rep. I'm saying stuff as fact, but here I am saying maybe I'm not sure who.
As a good friend of Lindsey.
It was said that he called his buddy's assistant or his own assistant.
Yeah.
And then they called 911.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying anything conspiratorial, but if you're having heart problems or you don't feel good, and here's the thing with heart attacks and the way his, what was it, the aorta was ruptured. From what I hear, that's either instant death or you can kind of feel bad for a little while and then you're going to instant death.
Yeah.
That's what happened. So I don't blame the guy for not calling 911. I just can't figure out which one of the people he called. Yeah. But anyway, that's beside the point. The people on X and Threads are saying, "Well, how come he didn't call anybody? He didn't call anybody who?" Or they're saying, "Who called someone?" Well, there's two examples I just said, and it's on news outlets. Just look at news outlets, and you'll see.
I know this.
He either called an assistant or his own assistant.
I knew one idiot who had a complete blockage, and still on a hot day remained unloading a truck until it was fully unloaded. Just thought that he was winded and hot and couldn't drink, so that walked about 200 yards to a place to buy like Gatorade type drinks. And came back.
This guy sounds like a total idiot.
And then it was asked, said, "Hey, I feel like I should probably go home." And they said, "Well, can you break down the 30-pound trestles that are only 8 pieces of 30-pound trestles to
And she said,
130
nope,
pounds. Excuse me. And so broke those down and everything else. And then people said, "Are you sure you're not having a heart attack?" No, I think I'm just not feeling well. Go on, I'll shower up and have a good time. And then as soon as you lay down, then you feel like your head's popping off your brain and or off your shoulders. And then you think I might have a problem. And that's what happened to me about 4 years ago. So
yeah. That was a heart attack, though, not an aorta rupture.
No, it was a blocked aorta. Yeah. So,
but either way, like you were to your point with the heart issues, there's a lot of times where it's either you're gone or you just kind of feel bad, and it's
sometimes you don't feel it in your chest.
Here.
You feel it in your whole body, that you're numb and things like that. And he could have had that same thing where it's just an overall, over the entire body. He was feeling bad. He couldn't pin it down to being his heart. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So
that's what we were talking about at the cigar lounge. Like with my, I think we were when you told me that story, I was talking about my tooth. Yeah. I had a tooth that was hurting on the right side. Turns out the tooth on the left side was the problem.
Yeah.
What are you doing, God?
Exactly.
Some help here. So yeah, you're right. The human body we can't figure it out.
No. Especially if you're a male.
Yeah.
Or Lindsey Graham. I don't know. Yeah. That's true.
And then the other thing, when you're I just picked up on that. But the other thing, like with women, the problem is with women, they're having a heart attack and they're having a terrible time anytime something their boyfriend does wrong. It's a terrible boyfriend and they're going to die immediately just because the boyfriend didn't do something they said. Women have a lot. I can't get. No one can see me, but I can't keep a straight face. So women have a very hard time too. It's not just men. It's women who have we have to understand women's needs as well.
That's right.
Now I sound like I'm dismissing women. I'm not. It's a joke. It's a joke, ladies.
Believe all women.
Yes.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah. Remember that thing? Believe all women unless someone on the left does it.
Yeah, that's right.
Then it's, or excuse me, someone on the right does it. Then it's no, that didn't happen.
Yeah, tell me about it, Plattner.
Yeah, exactly right. He just had a swastika tattoo and he raped a bunch of women and he hit a woman and we're still going to fight. You know who said that she's still going to vote for him? AOC.
Yeah. I believe it.
Before he was taken out.
Because she's
She
upset
said
that
she's
she
still
wasn't
gonna
one of
vote
the
for
women
him.
that got, you've seen the cuck that she's attached to. So she's like,
Yeah.
I think I want to get slapped around a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, the soy boy that she's
Yeah.
with was. Yeah, it's like when Alex Stein was on the Capitol stairs saying, "It's a big juicy Latina. She got a nice butt." What did he do? Nothing. He said nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, exactly.
He just let his woman be berated.
Exactly.
It's like, women, is that what you want? That's what you want? Okay.
That's
All
right. Every bartender wants that kind of man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, folks.
Speaking of Alex Stein,
Yeah.
real quick. Speaking of Alex Stein, that's one of my favorite things. He says, if you're a 9, you're fine. He's talking about Latino women.
Yeah.
Don't deport the big booty Latinas. If you're a 9, you're fine. And I would go further than that, and I'd say if you're an 8, you're great.
That's right.
Alex Stein, it's fun.
Yeah. On that note, folks, this has been another wonderful episode of Tripp and Graham Has Issues.